Good morning. Welcome to Coffee with a Coach. And I am Coach Courtney and I'm here with Lisseth Ferrero today. Sorry about that. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Doing good. A little
Doing good.
chilly today.
It is a little chilly today, isn't it? Isn't it crazy? It was, 60 or 70 degrees just a few days ago?
I know.
Yeah. Welcome to Colorado.
Snow keep coming down.
So, Lisseth, what do you have to drink this morning?
Well, today I'm having in my beautiful mug coffee with coconut creamer
Mm.
and
Mhm.
some cinnamon.
Ooh.
That's kind of like what I roll nowadays.
If I drink coffee, that would sound delicious.
Yeah, it's good. And I already got used to not putting any sweetness on my coffee, so it tastes good.
Good. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I've pulled out my Irish coffee mug this morning for St.
Oh,
Patrick's Day.
yeah.
So
Happy to
I'm
see
not
Patrick.
drinking an Irish coffee. It's too early in the morning, but I'm having my Irish breakfast tea in my Irish coffee mug. So
That's pretty. That's really pretty.
mm, thank you. So what brings you here to Coffee with a Coach today?
Well, I really need to find confidence on myself, even though it looks like, oh, I'm full of it. Behind the scenes, and like my self talk is always like, this is not like nobody wants to work with you. Like, who makes you believe you have something to bring to people that
Mhm.
will be worth it. So it's kind of like that self-talk, and I have started a few projects before that had nothing to do with coaching, so that comes to mind again and saying like, yeah, you failed that time,
Mhm.
congratulations, you're gonna fail this time again.
Mhm.
It's gonna be spending money and whatever. So that's kind of like where I'm at right now. And like at the fence, I'm like trying to crawl and like whatever, I'm gonna do it. But still, that part is not good.
Okay. So you are recently graduated, right, from a certified coaching program, from an
Yeah.
E3 certified coaching program.
Yes.
And you are looking for confidence to start your business or to
Yeah.
start coaching people.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what is it exactly that you think is holding you back right now?
Well, just that um the the idea of just not doing it, and
Mhm.
like I know I'm gonna fail miserably a couple of times, but I have a really hard time to taking criticizing
Okay.
and not being able to get affected by it. Like some people say something bad to me, I'm like, years to come, still remember that day.
Okay.
And so I'm like afraid to put myself out there and just feel like beat up, pretty much. And
Yeah.
people saying like, whatever, you're just a loser.
Okay. So you're pretty convinced that you're going to fail the first few times that you're coaching somebody?
um well, not pretty convinced, but I know I might say something or not come out the proper way, because it's going to be a learning process, and learning process
Mhm.
never in the face of the planet include not doing something wrong the first time. And I'm not saying I'm going to fail, like completely failing, but maybe saying something that it was not good to say, or
Okay.
doing something that it came a little bit off. Plus,
Okay.
my personality wise, sometimes it's just like people take it the wrong way. So that's my fear, and like, it's just that kind of like, oh my god.
So what would happen if you said the wrong thing to your coaching client? Or what are
Well,
you afraid will happen?
that that person will just say something really mean and say, I don't want to keep working with you, and like, how dare you keep calling yourself a coach, and just maybe post it in social media, or talking to the and people coming back to me like, oh my god, I hear this and this from you, kind of like that thing.
Okay. All right. Has that happened to you in the past where you tried to do something and it went that wrong?
Well, not specifically, but I mean, it happens a couple of times when people act like nothing happened, and then when I don't know, like a meeting or something comes up, they say, "Oh my God, you did this, you say this, you were acting like this, you're such and such," and it's like, and that happens like middle school, high school, and college.
Mhm.
So it was kind of like a consistency
Mhm.
pattern in my life that some people take it the wrong way, and I was like, "What?" So now I'm like, this will put me in the feel of people literally having the right to say it, you know?
Okay.
So,
Okay. So those people that said those things, were they people who chose to work with you? Did they have a selection of people that they could work with and chose you?
no, well, it was, classmates.
Okay.
We were just in a room full of people. We got to get together.
Okay. All right. Do you see that coaching clients would choose you?
Yeah, I now that you pointed out,
Okay.
it makes sense.
Okay. So it's a little bit of a different situation that you're going to be walking into, right?
Yeah, yeah. I
All
mean,
right.
yeah, all those people were completely the opposite of me.
Okay. So do you think that they would have chosen to work with you if given the choice?
They know.
Okay. All right.
No, some of the comments were always kind of like that. I was always trying to make them feel small and putting them down, and it was not never my intention. It was just I like to talk to people so they will feel like you just want to take all the show, and I'm like, no,
Mhm.
no. But yeah, they will never ever choose me.
Okay. All right. But it sounds like you were shining pretty brightly and doing a decent job at what you were doing.
Well, I was just like I say, it was college, like high school, middle school, high school, and college,
Mhm.
and yeah, it was when it was high school, it was like I was a lot of like the gal that she'll always used to hang out with the boys and
Mhm.
do like whatever, what's up. So all my girly friends and like Christian friends were like, you're like you just behave like a slut and blah blah blah, and I was just like, well, I haven't kissed anyone, it's just I hang out with them.
Yeah.
And in high school, like then it was um this like kind of like the same, but I was like always getting like the best grades and just keep hanging around with all the boys, and they were like, yeah, you just want to show up, that you
Mm.
blah blah blah, and you just want to all they want to play like be with you just because you're gonna help them with the school and whatever. And I was like, I don't even help them, whatever. So it was just kind of like that consistency pattern. It's the same happened in college. A, a group of girls were like, oh, you just like to hang out in that group just because they're cool, but you just don't find a place to be. And I was like, oh my God, why?
So what did you take all of that to mean about you?
I always felt like I was not fitting in, or like people were taking me wrong.
Okay.
Always, like maybe my attitude was making them feel like I was looking for something different, or I have been coming to this conclusion that fake people sometimes cannot take real people
Mhm.
seriously because
Mhm.
they're always thinking, oh, she's making it up.
Mm.
So I have been coming to that conclusion because it happens with my in-laws.
Mhm.
And then I'm just like, how you see me, that's what it is. You know me. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think you have ever seen me like in a different mode. If I'm sad, or well, that kind of like, but it's kind of like the same thing.
Mhm.
So sometimes people don't take it when they have to fake it too much.
Yeah,
They take it like, oh, she's just pretending,
yeah.
or she's just being trying to call attention. And I'm like, no, I'm actually here shining. Like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, but it's like an impulse that comes out of me and it start talking. I'm like, shut up. Just shut up. But then
So
it's like, yeah. So
do
what?
you realize what you just pointed out, though, that what's going on inside of them is what they're projecting onto you, right? They're being fake. They're not showing up authentically. And so they're assuming the same out of you.
Yeah, I know what I did. I say,
Okay.
but it is, is that it's not something that just happened one time in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So, and when I was a teenager, it was so hard because it was like I remember I just started crying because it was they did it in like a environment when I was kind of like they all point fingers at me.
Mm-hmm.
You're this, you're that. So it felt really awful. So since then, I I just can't take criticism.
Mm-hmm.
It just scares me because I'm gonna feel like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's okay.
Sorry.
No, there's no need for apologies.
So
None at
yeah,
all.
it's that. It's just like it makes me feel like at some point that's gonna come and I'm gonna have to deal with these emotions of like it was not my intention.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't be doing this, I shouldn't be doing that, I should have act differently, and all that conversation that goes in my head
Mm-hmm.
really quickly.
So you've got a lot of evidence, I hear, of people criticizing you and you trying to shine and people shutting you down. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Can you think of a time, even one time, where you shined and you were celebrated for it?
My cousins.
Okay. Tell me about that.
When when I'm around them and I say something or do something, they're like, "Oh my god, that's so cool!
Mhm.
Yeah, you're right. That's so fun." And they're never saying like, "Oh my god, you should just quit all your bullshit." They just kind of like, "Yeah, that's cool. That's so cool." Sorry, I'm cussing on your show. Is that
It's
okay?
okay. It's okay. I don't think there's any kids watching.
so, so yeah, that kind of like that. Those are the little times that I haven't felt judged
Okay.
for being me.
Hmm. So you know that there are people out there who can see you for who you are.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And how does that feel?
That's that's kind of like the little bit of energy that puts in my motor every
Hmm.
time I feel like when I made a decision to try to get sort of a certification, I was like,
Hmm.
"Nah." But then I was just like, yeah, maybe.
Hmm.
So that kind of like goes back. Well, I did this, and they say good, so we can try. Let's do
Hmm.
it. So that's kind of like the little bit of um energy that moved the wagon.
Hmm.
But then, it's just the fear of being criticized, really. It's
Yeah.
just, I don't know how to um put my toughest skin up because it's not working.
Okay. What if you don't need to put a tough skin up?
Well, then that means I have to cry a lot every time people say something bad.
Well, you pointed out yourself that the people who were criticizing you were truly feeling it inside themselves. And it didn't mean that it was coming from you, it was coming from them, and they were projecting it onto you. Is that true?
Yeah, but
Okay.
that's kind of like I have been trying to make sense in my head.
Mhm. Mhm.
If that's 100% real, we'll never know.
Or do we?
Because I will not go ask them. So, did you that time were feeling like a little bit shaky, no, I cannot ask them that. But with the last episodes that happened in my life, I had came to that conclusion. So have been trying to transport to those occasions to say, yeah, maybe they
Mm-hmm.
were in the same situation, or maybe their values were different than mine, or maybe they were the, the way they were raised
Mm-hmm.
were asking for something different,
Mm-hmm.
so I tried to make that in sense, but it's something that happened since I'm a teeny lighter. So yeah, that's
Okay.
the issue.
I want you to imagine something for a minute.
Okay.
Okay. We're in a dark room filled with people. Each one is holding a flashlight.
Okay.
Okay. If you turn on your flashlight, did you just steal light from someone else?
No.
No. And if each person turns on their flashlight, does the room get brighter and brighter?
Yes.
Okay. That's true for people. Okay. What happens is when we're young, we are sold this ridiculous notion that if I turn my flashlight on, I'm stealing light from someone else. You see how that could be?
Yeah.
Does that sound familiar to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the truth is, light, there's enough light for everyone, right? If I'm standing in a room that's well lit and you walk into that room, have you just stolen light from me?
No.
No, no. And so that's the amazing thing about light, is that there's plenty for everyone out there. But some people grow up with the ridiculous notion that if you turn your light on, it's stealing light from me. Right? Is that your fault that I think that?
No.
Okay. So the people who have been criticizing you have that idea that you're stealing light from them. And what does that actually sound like to you? If I'm afraid that you're going to steal light from me, what's going on inside of me?
Jealousy.
Jealousy? Yeah. What else?
Fear.
Fear?
I don't know. Frustration.
Sure. Yeah. Anything else?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's okay. No, you've got good ones. Jealousy, fear, frustration. Do any of those make me a qualified judge of how well you're doing?
No.
Okay. So is it possible that all of the opinions you were gathering in middle school, high school, college came from unqualified people in your life?
Yes.
Okay. So who do you think would be qualified to hand you constructive criticism?
You.
Okay. What makes me qualified to handle constructive criticism?
Because you are what I want to be when I grew up.
Oh.
Yeah, a coach, a sweet person, that like somebody that I don't know. I don't think you walk in the room and somebody will take it like she here comes the mean one or something.
I grew up with a lot of people thinking that about me. I did. I grew up. And very honestly, what you're talking about is very similar to my own story. So, I remember a girl in high school walked up to me. She was pissed. She was angry, and I had no idea why. We were friends. We had a lot in common. We rode horses, and we had a lot in common. We were friends, and she walked up to me one day, and she did this, and she's hitting me in my chest, and she goes, "You just think that when you walk down the hall, everybody just wants to look at you." And I was like, I had no idea where she was coming from. No idea whatsoever. I was the most uncomfortable, gawky, had no idea, like oblivious person in high school. So, I really resonate with what you're saying, and I understand where you're coming from. So, would I have been that qualified person to give you an opinion back then?
Well, maybe, yeah, because you were in the same situation.
But think about the characteristics, right? We're
Yeah.
talking about a group of people who had a lot of fear, jealousy, resentment, right? They're hanging out in this low vibration, and they're giving opinions about you,
Yeah.
right? But when I said to you, who would be qualified? You said me. So what are the characteristics in me that you see that make me qualified to give you a constructive criticism?
Because, well, you're a coach.
Okay. So somebody who has
So
studied.
professionally, you can give me that kind of like feedback.
Sure.
And you are also a mom, so, and you try to do your best just like me and make mistakes. So I feel like if you give me your opinion about maybe motherhood or my quality of taking time for me, will be with some, you will know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
some background.
Yeah.
And third, I don't recognize you as a person that will be making comments to make people feel
Okay.
down. So you will
There you
try
go.
to make a criticism that will be like lifting, something
Right.
that will just like, even if it's something like, hey, I didn't like what you did, it will
Yeah.
not be in intention to put me down. It will be with the intentionally to lift me up and make me feel better. And because you maybe will trust me, I can do better. You trust like, hey, you can do better. This, just what about you try this way or this way? If that
Yeah.
makes
Yeah. So people who have your best interest in mind. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Right? Somebody who has your best interest at heart.
your
That's
English is better.
I
I'm
love
like
you.
100 words, and I'm like, yeah, that's what's exactly what I was trying to say, but didn't came out that way. Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. But that's what we're talking about, right? Is somebody with your best interest in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now you can start to separate the unqualified opinions of people versus the qualified opinions of people. And the number one qualification is they have your best interest at heart. Now, did any of those people in middle school, high school, or college, did they have your best interest at heart?
No, I
No,
don't think so.
no, it sure doesn't sound like it.
No,
No.
they didn't.
Okay. So do you think that you can let those opinions fly by you simply by saying they can't see me and they don't have my best interest at heart?
Yeah, I think I can do it.
Okay. All right. Now let's think about your clients, right? Your upcoming clients.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now something that I say about coaching is we're called to it. It's a calling to get your certification, and you were absolutely called to it. There is no doubt. No doubt in my mind. So if you're called to it, then that means that there's somebody doing the calling. Okay. So that means that there are people out there looking and they're waiting for Lisseth to get certified and to hang her shingle so they can come find her because they've been calling for her.
Wow, that sounds pretty.
Okay. You have people who are looking for you right now to be their coach. Now, do you think that those people are going to have your best interest at heart?
Yes.
I would hope so. I would think
Yeah,
so.
I hope
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. And so if they want a miraculous experience with you, a transformational experience with you, then do you think that they're going to be doing everything they can to tear you down?
No.
No. No.
No.
Now, do you feel like you have something to offer to these amazing clients who are looking for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. 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 That's a yes.
Okay, good. What is it that you think you have to offer them?
I like a different point of view about situations that hits you hard.
Yeah.
Um, how to find love in pretty much the really bad things that you will think is the most hateful places. Um, I don't know, a friendly talk. um, and somebody that will really want their like best outcome ever possible
Yeah.
for them
Yeah.
with the honest heart.
Yeah. So I honestly think that what you went through in middle school and high school and college, I think that that was getting you ready, because you're going to have somebody come to you saying, this is what happened to me. And you're going to be on the other side of it, being able to say, yes, but look at the beautiful person you are now because of it.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna meditate and work hard on this because yeah, you're completely right.
Not about right or wrong,
Well, yeah, I
right?
know.
It's
It's not.
exactly what you said. It's shifting the perspective of the story.
Yeah, you have a good point then.
I'll
Yeah,
take it.
yeah. It's just I guess I have been taking everybody's opinion in consideration without taking in consideration from where the opinion is coming from,
Mhm.
and just thinking that all the opinions fall in the same category, and
Yeah.
they don't.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the funny thing about collecting evidence, right? You
Yeah,
collected a lot of evidence to support the original theory that you had.
yeah,
And yet we can take a look at that evidence and it might look solid, but the second we turn it like this, holy cow, how thin it becomes,
yeah,
right? We could see right through that evidence. So that wasn't evidence that was supporting what you were believing. It simply allowed you to believe what you were believing at the time.
yeah,
Yeah. So time to go collect some new evidence.
yeah. Trying to review the evidence, asking a different question.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So are you ready to go find your first coaching client?
Yes. I
Yes. All right. All right. Sounds good. And what kind of coaching client are you looking for?
well, uh, right now I don't want. I'm not looking for like female, male, whatever. I really want somebody that is feeling like stuck in life, but they have a big dream
Okay.
that they want a big dream, but they don't know how, and they just feel stuck and complicated in their emotions and thoughts. I want to go to that first to get to know myself better
Mm-hmm.
about coaching,
Mm-hmm.
and see what like is my strongest places to be and which ones I'll be like, no, that
Okay.
no. But yeah, like um some other like really places that I want to talk is people, young people that maybe are not parents, but they really have that idea and they're debating whether should be parents or not.
Okay.
Maybe if they have in a long relationship or they are engaged or something, and they are thinking, should we be parents
Mm-hmm.
or maybe not be parents? Because right now there is so much information out there, like 100 reasons why you should have kids, and why should have kids and whatever. And it's not. I don't think it's not about wanting kids,
Mm-hmm.
having the money, or not wanting kids, or not having the time or whatever. It's more about if you are ready to grow in
Okay.
like big. scale.
Yeah.
And if you're ready to see yourself first, then seeing another little person to blame for whatever is happening. So yeah, I think that's something that I would love to coach.
All right. Well, I can say without a doubt that that person, whoever is ready for your coaching, is going to be an extremely lucky person to get you as their coach.
Thank
And
you.
they are going to see the transformation that they're seeking.
Thank you.
I have no doubt that you can achieve that transformation with them.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You warm my heart in this cold day.
Well, thank you so much for being here on Coffee with a Coach today. I really enjoyed this conversation.
Me too. Thank you. It was happy tears at the end.
Good. Good. I'm glad. So for those of you who are watching, if you're ever interested in being on Coffee with a Coach, you can reach me at crystalclaritylifecoaching.com, or you can email me directly at Courtney@crystalclaritylifecoaching.com, and just let me know that you're interested in being on Coffee with a Coach and share with me what topic you would like some help on. So Lisseth, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.